Hey, what's up you guys? I am literally about to leave to the airport. I have to leave in the next minute, so I'm gonna keep this intro super short. But today I figured I would challenge myself to see how much can I read. On my flight, I'm flying from Toronto. I'm going to Miami to see my boyfriend, and it's kind of like a short flight. It's like a 3-hour flight, but between the time of me getting there, sitting at the airport, boarding, and all of that, I do end up having quite a bit of time. And if I read really fast, I might be able to get through maybe a whole book. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm traveling only with a backpack, like personal item, not even a carry-on today, so I didn't bring any physical books, but I do have my Kindle with me. I have downloaded a lot of different options, so I'm gonna have to go through and decide which book I want to start today and which one I'm gonna try to read while I'm on my flight. But I figured this would be a really fun challenge. I've already posted a video like this once before, but there was a lot of turbulence and it was dark out and it made it really hard to read because I had a physical book. But now I'm prepared. Now I have my Kindle. Now I'm flying during the day. It is a little gloomy, but it is still during the day, so I'm really excited to see how much of the reading I can get done. Subscribe if you haven't. Oh my god, it's so early in the morning. Subscribe if you haven't, drop a like on this video and a comment because it helps me out a lot, and let's get going, baby. I've been doing reading basically this whole time. I'm currently at 20% done. My flight is about to start boarding though. So like I was saying, flight is boarding, so I'm gonna take a break and then I'll read more on the plane and give you updates.
She was 17 with a dream of finding love again, and put her heart in the arms of someone new. He took advantage of her light, but it wasn't enough, so he went and left her in the dark without a clue. Oh, 18 and her life is on the line again. She's popping pills with her friends and sneaking out. She knows that she's wasting all the time with him, but she can't picture him not being around. She said, so why can't we feel something different? We just need to close that distance. Bring me close to you. Don't let go, don't let go. And I hate finding new beginnings. Let's just make toxic commitments. I'm not over you. I can't let go, I can't let go. I was 17 with a dream of finding love again. I'm burnt out and I need somebody new.
Hi guys, I've officially landed in my destination, but I wanted to give a little wrap up of what happened because obviously on the plane it's really hard to film because there's no way you'll be able to hear me over like the loud airplane noises. Also, I'm kind of shy, so there was no way I was gonna try to film and speak in the middle of a plane. But anyways, as you guys saw, the book that I decided to read was Passenger Princess. I don't remember exactly what page of a chapter I started reading, but I read for about an hour at the airport until my flight started boarding, and then I was reading while the flight was boarding, and I started reading a little bit while I was on the plane until we're taking off, and like all the way through takeoff and everything like that. But eventually we hit a little bit of turbulence. Something you might or might not know about me, I get motion sickness like really easily, so just like staring at a screen was just like super difficult, and I kept just like getting dizzy, and I did not want to basically feel terrible the whole flight. So I decided to put this down and I went on my Libby app, and because I was anticipating that something like this might happen, because I know that when I'm in like moving vehicles or flights or anything like that, sometimes if there's a lot of movement, it's really hard for me to read. So I had downloaded a bunch of options for audiobooks on my Libby, and one that really caught my eye was Lights Out, which you guys may have heard of. It is actually crazy. I don't know how I ended up here. This doesn't seem like a type of book that I would normally read. It's kind of similar to Butcher and Blackbird, if you read that book. It's like a dark romance, but very, very like rom-com-y. I've been seeing a ton of people review this book, and it's getting really, really high reviews, so that's why it kind of drew me out to this book initially. But I read some of the trigger warnings, and it kind of scared me, not gonna lie. I'm not usually a dark romance kind of person, so I don't know what they're usually like. I've only read a few. I've only read Butcher and Blackbird, and then I read book 1 of the Dark Verse series, which is like The Predator, and I enjoyed both of those. But I don't know exactly, because I haven't read too many dark romances. Like, I don't know at what point is it like too dark for my liking, if that makes sense. I can get behind like morally gray sort of man, but at a certain point I don't know exactly where the limit is. I do remember that a lot of people that I trust with like book judgment have rated this really highly, so I was like, okay, I'll just give it a chance. And if it ends up being like too graphic or too gore or too weird, then maybe I'll just like put it down. It's not a big deal. And I was expecting it to be kind of very dark, because it's like a romance story about a stalker. So obviously, me being paranoid, I'm like, why the heck would I read that? I feel like that's gonna make me more paranoid. It's gonna make me freak out. But I decided to give it a chance, and I started reading it. And throughout the whole flight, I was listening to it at like probably like 1.5 or 1.7 speed. I made it about like 3.5 hours in, and I'm even shocked to say that I enjoyed it. Again, that doesn't really seem like my kind of book, but it just like was so fun. As soon as I landed, I went on my Goodreads and had to do like a 30% of the book update, and I wrote, I don't know how I ended up convinced to read a stalker romance, but it's surprisingly very funny. The trigger warnings had me low-key scared to read it, but it's not a dark read. It's very lighthearted and rom-com-y, but with darker themes, obviously. And it's very, very, very entertaining, but like in a what the did I just read sort of way. So if that seems like your style, I definitely recommend giving it a try. So I guess that's where my thoughts are at this point. This is quite long of an audiobook. Also, if you wanted to read it versus listen to the audiobook, I haven't tried reading it, but the audiobook is really good. We have like dual voice actors, so that's like really interesting, because I can't stand when it's like a dual POV book, but then they only have one actor reading both lines. I feel like it just comes off like so cringe, and it kind of throws me off or like pulls me out of the story. But this is really good. I'm really enjoying it. Wow, I'm seeing right now it has really good ratings. On Goodreads, it has 122,000 reviews, and the rating is 4.26, which I feel like is pretty high for book 1 of a series. So yeah, it's very fun. It's like cutesy, obviously darker themes, so make sure you're okay with that. I'm not trying to persuade you into it, but it is not as dark as I like thought it was gonna be. They basically paint this picture of Josh, who's like the main guy character, aka the stalker. They make him like pretty likable, and their interactions are pretty sweet. And that's not to say that like we should forgive him collectively for being a stalker, because obviously that's like really and weird, but in like a rom-com-y kind of way. Like if this were happening in real life, I would be losing my mind and like going to the cops. But it's very entertaining to read about, so I am really enjoying their interactions and all of that. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm gonna leave it at that for the time being. Since I'm officially off the plane, let's talk about some of the statistics. Let's see how much reading we actually got done. So I started reading on chapter 7 of Passenger Princess, which is about 14% of the way into the book. And then according to my Kindle, I made it to 23% of the way in, which is still a pretty big chunk. That's almost 10% of the book. But in total, I think I read about 40 pages in like the hour or so that I was waiting for my flight, which I think kind of adds up, because I'm kind of a slow reader, especially like at the airport, and like taking my camera out to film and getting different angles, stopping for coffee and all of that. I was obviously not reading at like my fastest possible pace ever, but it's still quite a bit of reading that we got done. And then I switched to Lights Out, and I started from the very beginning, and I made it to about chapter 10, which is about 30% of the way done into the book, which might not sound like a lot, but this is kind of like a longer book. I think this book is about like 500 pages or something like that. So the chapter 10 that I read was 144 pages. So 144 pages of this book plus 40 pages of the other book. We are at 184 pages total during my 3-hour flight, and also the time that I was waiting at the airport before before my flight. So I feel like that's pretty good. I haven't necessarily like sat to calculate my time of reading, how quickly I can read, how many books I can get through or anything like that, but that sounds like quite a lot of progress in like a 4-hour span. Hi, this is Diva, everybody. Say hello. Comment hi Diva in the comments below. She's just a little cuddly baby. So this is where we're at with the challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am gonna continue to read this book / listen to it, and I am planning on letting you know my final thoughts, maybe in like a reading wrap up or some sort of like update video. But since this is Bookmas and I need to upload every single day, there's no time for me to read full books in every single video, so stay tuned for updates. That being said, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment something down below, because it literally helps my channel grow so much. Thank you so much for all the love and all the recent bookish kind of videos that I've been posting during Bookmas. I do intend to keep posting daily until I'm done my 12 days of Bookmas, even though I already broke my streak, because when I was landing from this flight, from this video, we actually had like technical problems at the airport, which delayed everything so much, and by the time I made it here, I was freaking nauseous and I was tired, and I just did not want to post a video that wasn't really ready to be posted, because I take pride in the videos that I post. I'm a perfectionist, so I want the videos to be like well done, if that makes sense. I want it to be stuff that I'm proud of. So I didn't end up like forcing to just like upload for the sake of this streak. I figured it's better to just skip and make sure that when I upload, it's like a good video that I'm happy with. But of course, I'm not going to leave the Bookmas challenge incomplete. I am planning on posting extra videos for the days that I missed. Anyways, if you made it to the end, thank you for all the love recently, on all the likes, all the comments, all the views that my videos have been getting. It makes me so happy to see that you guys are enjoying my content and that our little bookish family is growing. I actually woke up today to 900 subs, which is absolutely insane. My unrealistic goal for the year was to hit my first 1,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the year. However, that seems like kind of a stretch, then requires 100 subs. Hi. What's with the intense eye contact? Might be a little hard to do, but I am really thankful for all the new people that have joined the channel recently, getting to know everybody, chatting with everybody in the comments. I'm always reading my comments, always responding and all of that. So thank you for taking time to like and comment on my videos. I see you and I appreciate you. And that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.